Hello, everybody. This is Tom Eckert here. You're listening to my podcast, Numerology, a GPS for the soul. This is your place to learn about the true power of numerology and how to use it to bring out the best in yourself, understand your loved ones better, take wise decisions, and prepare for your future. In other words, how to live your life aligned with your true destiny. Take your time to educate yourself and share these podcasts with your friends and family so they too can enjoy the great benefits of numerology. Enjoy! Hello there, and welcome to all my beloved listeners. As always, as you know me, I'm extremely excited and happy to record today's episode. And today it's a special episode because I'm going to talk and share with you my own baby, and that is numerology as a career path. In a way, being a light to the world. But before we dive into this extremely relevant and important topic, for those of you who are new here, first of all, welcome. In this podcast, we discuss numerology as a path for inner transformation, inner growth, and as a path for self-understanding and maturation. You will see that throughout all my episodes, I approach numerology in a very down-to-earth manner, in a way that makes numerology accessible and applicable for everyday life matters. So I hope you enjoy this episode and the ones that preceded it and the ones to follow. But hey, before I start, some important things you should know about if you want to dive deeper into numerology. So first of all, if you haven't done so yet, I welcome you to join my numerology Facebook group. It's a very engaging group where we get to discuss and ask questions about numerology, and you have many other people who are studying the topic and can answer you. You can ask questions, and it's a very vivid place to kind of interact and meet kindred spirits. Now, the link is found in the podcast's main page, and you can also find it on Facebook directly under the name Numerology minus GPS for the soul. Next thing, if you haven't done so yet, I really, truly, and highly recommend getting yourselves a numerology reading. A numerology reading simply gives you this deep insight into your own destiny, your own blueprint, your own makeup, a way to truly get to know yourself and align with your soul's design and original purpose in this lifetime. To do so, simply contact me through my website link, which is also provided in the episode description and in the podcast description. And last but not least, make sure to join my newsletter. You can find it on my homepage, on my website. And I recommend that because if you want to get updated about discounts, special offers, further numerology education, spiritual guidance tips, and all kinds of special perks that only my newsletter subscribers get. See, a non-native English speaker battling with the American pronunciation. So yeah, if you want to be one of those, please sign up to my newsletter and be part of this growing family. Fantastic, my friends. So now, without further ado, let us dive into today's topic, numerology as a career path. So I want to start by saying that, many people choose their career path based on an old model of soul productivity and money making. A model that is disconnected from soul, right? A model that is making us disconnected from our soul and the original purpose. And in a sense, it's like the original, purpose of the word work, from the perspective of soul level, is to serve to serve life, to serve this cosmos in alignment with your original design, in the design of the universe, right? So in alignment with your soul and in alignment with the universe, that's the original meaning of work. However, we've of course invented a world within a world There's the real world, right? The cosmic world, and there's the invented world, the world of thought. And therefore we end up, working in jobs, careers that do not fulfill the original purpose, nor do they push us to grow on those fundamental levels of soul, being, spirit, wisdom. And very often I find people who, like many of you guys, open up into the spiritual domain and end up being split, working in a career that really doesn't fulfill them, while knowing that something inside of them calls them to want to help people, to want to be of service, to want to work for the light, right? Want to be a light worker, meaning bringing consciousness to this world. But they're torn. They're torn because society tells them they should be productive, they should work only in jobs that are kind of like accepted socially, and they should be productive, and spirituality is not productive, and whatever, all the rest of it. And this is why today I want to talk about a different option. I want to talk about choosing a career path with meaning, with growth, and a possibility to make this world a better place, internally and externally. So the inner world as well as the external world. So I will talk about the exciting opportunity of becoming a numerologist as a major career path. So in this talk, I'll also tell you more about the process of becoming a numerologist, the study process, and how I certify students to become professional working numerologists. By working numerologists, I really mean people who, have their own practice, who make money with numerology, and what this requires. This will include both the aspect of learning the method and becoming proficient, and I will also try to talk a little bit about the business side of things. In other words, simply how to earn money with numerology and how to define your niche as you become a numerologist. So let's dive in. Now, if you are listening to this podcast, it probably means your soul has an attraction to a life of a growth and a wish to evolve, a wish to live a more conscious life and live with meaning and alignment with the cosmos, with life as a whole. The more you grow, the more you'll hear this calling to do something of value and meaning with your life and with your career. And not just accept the autopilot kind of default mode of doing something you truly don't love and that doesn't touch your soul. And I think that, first of all, hearing this calling is a great place to be in, to admit to yourself that maybe what you're doing is not what you truly love. To start to allow the energy to accumulate within you so you can take a leap to the next stage of your evolution. And maybe some of you are or haven't yet chosen their career path, but feel this kind of nagging, beautiful, wish to participate in something meaningful, right? Something where you can evolve and help others evolve. Now, becoming a working numerologist is much more than a career. It is a life path. It is a life path of development, of constant learning, of constant growing, of increased self-understanding, but also a path of being a guide to others, a bringer of clarity, being a light to other people and to yourself. So numerology is a combination of a path where you can make your money with, but also grow internally. In that sense, it's very holistic. Numerology as a career path is a calling for those who want to live a life with purpose and also make a living from what they truly love. Now, as a numerologist, I want to share something very powerful that numerology does as a career path. I want to talk about evolving the left and right sides of the brain, the logical and the creative, the logical and the intuitive, the spiritual. Numerology as a career path does something very unique. It constantly pushes you to evolve and unite those two hemispheres of the brain. In other words, it pushes you to merge increasing levels of knowledge, methodology, and expertise, and accurate expertise, with intuition and subtle perception. In that way, numerology exceeds the boundaries of just being a career for money making, but also literally pushes your brain to evolve, to unite, to function as one synchronized whole. It literally pushes you to evolve. You grow as a person as you work and give numerology readings to clients. I can really, attest to the truth of that from experience as you conduct more workshops and perhaps, like me, as you teach numerology at a later point. You come to merge, deeper and deeper those two sides. Your logic evolves because you have to be accurate as a numerologist, which again is another beautiful thing about numerology as a whole. Numerology, you don't wake up one day and your channel is less clear. Numerology is a solid methodology rooted in deep spiritual understanding. It has a system. You follow that system, and if you follow it clearly, then you always give good readings, because it's not about waking one day and feeling kind of under the weather, and then your channel of communication is somehow foggy and you give some kind of mediocre messages, like channeling perhaps. Numerology is a combination. It's a combination of your solid brain logic methodology side and also your intuitive side, as you start to feel into people and how the numbers are alive inside of them, how to guide them through the changing seasons of their lives with the numbers. Suddenly you find yourself kind of treading this middle ground of knowledge and expertise, knowledge and methodology, and complete intuition together as one unit, and that's extremely exciting. So you really grow as a person. You grow as a person the more you give numerology readings. You help other people grow, and you yourself grow. And then, of course, part of numerology as a career path is just a gift, of guiding people. I mean, giving numerology readings is an incredible privilege and also great fun. I mean, you get to tap into the inner structures, the inner workings, and the deeper secrets of people's lives, people you've never met before. And you get to guide them into greater awareness, greater self-acceptance, greater clarity and empowerment. It's such a privilege. It's so humbling and filling with gladness and happiness of heart, because you know that you are truly bringing light to people's life. You're allowing them to align with the original calling of their soul, the original design of the universe for their path. The precision of numerology often touches people so profoundly and leaves many jaws dropped. I cannot describe to you how many times people just how many times I got the wow expression, or a complete astonishment, or tears, or great thank yous. People that feel so deeply seen and acknowledged and guided and held, and doubts that are being, eradicated. It's a gift to guide people. And again, many of you listening, I'm sure, feel the calling and have that kind of energetic constitution that can listen, that can guide, that wants to touch the light, wants to bring the light to people's lives. So, being in that position, of guiding people, It gives clarity. It gives confirmation. It reminds people of who they really are. Now imagine that being your career. Now we're talking, you know what I mean? Now we're talking soul level. We're not talking autopilot level career, just doing something because your parents told you to, or society expected you to, or at school they told you to, or whatever. You do it because your soul realizes that working means participating in the evolution of consciousness of this world. Now, before I keep talking any further, I just want to quickly remind you that you can get yourself a numerology reading, and I highly recommend doing so. That's one of the best ways to feel the life-changing effects and the power of numerology. And to do so, simply contact me directly through my website to book yourself a reading. Again, the link is provided both in the episode description and in the podcast description. Secondly, please go ahead and join my newsletter and stay updated with all my latest numerology offers, knowledge that I share, courses and materials that I share, and all kinds of perks that only my newsletter subscribers get. So join my numerology family. And last but not least, check out my online numerology course if you want to study at your own pace, right? And get acquainted with me and my teaching and with the method, then check out my online course. It's, again, the link is provided in the episode and the podcast description. Having said that, let's get back to the heart of the matter. So we've just talked about, the gift of guiding. Let's talk about more. Let's talk more about like the work side of numerology. Okay, now, being a numerologist, and I mean, each numerologist has their unique approach and unique fragrance. I mean, as a numerologist, there is so much you can offer, from destiny readings to relationship readings to name change recommendations, giving numerology readings for newborns, giving numerology readings for fresh parents, giving yearly forecasts, numerology readings for decision making, and much, much more. I mean, you practically can give advice in almost every life area. And this makes numerology an incredibly creative career space and allows you to find your preferred focus and unique way of expression. In a sense, you kind of create your own niche in that. You can choose to give readings in person. You can choose to give them via video. That's my preferred option. You can give them on the phone. Some people do that as well. You can do it through written text or any combination of the above. You can choose to create like a 3-step readings for your clients. For example, destiny reading, then shadow reading, and then forecast reading, right? You can find different forms of building your business as a numerologist. And this, for example, what I just recommended, this 3-step reading, this can be a form of coaching, right? Using numerology more as like a coaching methodology. Don't forget that numerology can also be a greatly supportive methodology for any existing therapeutic or coaching methodology you're already using, right? You can choose to impart the knowledge in a deeper way or a lighter and more playful way. That is all up to you, and that's the amazing thing. I mean, people find their own unique kind of stamp and way to influence and impart the knowledge of numerology, each one according to their temperament, according to their unique style and personality. You can even use numerology to engage people in festivals, in special events, like weddings, like birthdays. Some even do it like in serious company events, like to kind of show the power of assessment. For example, how you can assess personalities. And I even know people who use it to assess like their workers, who's going to work, their employees, like what they fit for, what they fit for less, and so on and so forth. There's really no limit. And here comes like the great news. Numerology is a field with no competition, right? Numerology to date is not big enough to create competition. Yet, many people are very, very interested to get your guidance. So, those of you who are searching for a field with tons of potential for growth and financial prosperity with little to no competition, this is your place. So you can literally build your own niche and succeed in it because there's just not sufficient competition. There's place for everyone at the moment. You can even cooperate with other numerologists and push each other higher, push each other up. Having said all of that, I want to talk a little bit about the training process. So becoming, again, and I want to say, like, I want to put this in perspective because I think there's like a lot of wrong notions out there of like how long it takes to be a numerologist. Some people think it's enough to read a book or a couple of books or just like go to a weekend workshop or something like that. And I just want to be very grounded with you, right? This is not the way it works. Becoming a true certified numerologist takes time. Luckily, it doesn't take as much time as a master's degree in college or university, but you can, I would like estimate about 9 months to a year to get certified in a way that you can really start working and earning money as a certified numerologist and make a living. Now, this is really a short time and relatively speaking, but in this time, you really get certified professionally and properly in a way that your readings will make a difference. I have met people who haven't, been trained properly. And to be honest, it's a bit of a, how should I say it? I don't want to use like too heavy words, but like not being a good numerologist and then guiding people, you are kind of, you're misleading souls on their path. And it's important to get proper training. And so, because we want to guide people with consideration, with kindness, with honesty, and with clarity, we want to have the knowledge settled within us. So, my certification program goes through 3 stages. The first stage, I focus on the fundamentals of numerology and really build a solid foundation of understanding what is numerology, how it works, all the basic components of the chart, a deep understanding of the numbers, a deep understanding of the period cycles, and so on. So one has like a fundamental and deep grasp of it all. In the second stage, which I call the how-to of numerology usually, we learn how to take these different pieces of the chart and connect them together, weave them together, weave all these pieces of knowledge in order to give a comprehensive, unified, and much more detailed and precise numerology reading, being able to learning to address specific life issues. So it's like, if in the first stage we learn the different pieces of the chart, the different components of the chart in depth, in the second stage, we take those components and put them together, like different pieces of a puzzle coming together to form a picture. A coherent, clear picture that one can truly understand. And then comes the third stage, where we dive into the subtler layers of numerology analysis and learn more advanced techniques to read a person, to access like subtler dimensions of their psyche and their psychology, their traumas, their deeper conditionings and deeper potentials as well. We learn more advanced techniques and methodologies. And after completing the third stage, one gets a certification from me as a certified numerologist. I personally, again, but that's my style, I meet my students via Skype, or video Zoom, and develop a real deep relationship with my students and cultivate them to become true, confident, and reliable professionals that can stand out and make a difference in the world of numerology and in the world of self-development and spiritual expansion, right? Eventually, becoming a numerologist, if you choose this path, it's all about eventually, right, making a difference in the world, bringing more awareness, changing people's lives for the better. I also support my students in between lessons by being available to answer questions via WhatsApp to support my students' assimilation of the material, right? So for me, it's like a real process of fathering my students and nourishing their inner growth throughout the entire process. And I'm sharing this with you to give you like a feeling of what like the study process is for someone who chooses numerology as a career, potentially you, right? I want you to feel a little bit what it's like, what one goes through. Now then, there is also stages beyond certification, and I will talk a little bit about that. Now, so after one got certified and started working as a numerologist, and by the way, that's something I usually really push my students to do after completing third stage course. Like throughout the third stage course, I really start to kind of like help my students build already the real pillars of their business, like a website, like a blog, like a Facebook page, and really start going out there, defining their prices and so on. And once they're already out there working, perhaps they want to go deeper. And one can go much deeper than simple certification into what I call the expert levels of numerology and build a body of knowledge and expertise that'll give you a real edge and advantage over many numerologists out there and give you tools to provide astonishingly touching and accurate readings. And I'm talking as someone who teaches people worldwide and also taught people who already studied with other teachers and came to me and were really, 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 grateful for having learned on a whole different level. So really, you can go, and if you can evolve infinitely in numerology, but definitely beyond certification. These advanced lessons are naturally only available to either those who've completed all three stages and become certified, or people who've already studied numerology with other teachers before and are ready to move into such advanced study materials. Now, once one is close to certification, naturally many questions arise regarding the business side of things, right? After all, we're talking today about numerology as a career, not numerology as some hobby. So how to make myself seen out there, right? How to price my readings at the early stages? What actions should I take, right? How to build my readings in a way that I'll feel confident and comfortable? How to overcome the imposter syndrome, right? There are many questions in the beginning when we just make our first steps out there as numerology professionals. And during the certification process, I support my students in preparing also the business side of things and give advice that will make them ready to start earning money with numerology once they've completed the third stage course. Again, I want you to kind of like hear about all of these stages and steps because I want you to have a really clear picture of what you're going into if you're choosing this as a career. Again, something I deeply and highly recommend. We need people with clarity. We need clear guides in this world. People who can, bring light, awareness, and strengthening to people using such a powerful and reliable method like numerology. And that kind of brings me maybe to the last point I want to share with you guys, which is, being a light to people. As a numerologist, as a working numerologist, you are in the privileged position of providing clarity to many people. You are given an opportunity to shed light on people's doubts and confusions and help them find peace, comfort, and fulfillment on their path. You yourself, as you grow as a numerologist, you yourself will become a pillar of light and guidance to many as you grow, as your career progresses, and you will make new friendships with people, perhaps from your own local area, your town, your city. If you're like me, from different countries throughout the world, around the world, you will really brighten the day of many souls. And that's a blessed career to yourself and to others. So as you can see, numerology can be an incredible and highly fruitful career path. And I encourage those of you who feel a calling to guide people, those of you who are sensitive and empathic, those of you who want to guide and heal others, I want you to know that taking on numerology as a career path is a gift for life. And if you connect to me, to my podcasts, to my knowledge, in my unique transmission, you can contact me directly to inquire about studying numerology with me one-on-one. As always, I hope that what I shared today inspires you to dive deeper into numerology, to educate yourself deeper, and make yourself in this world a bit more conscious, a bit more beautiful. And again, don't forget that if you wish to get a numerology reading, do so by contacting me through my website link. If you haven't done so yet, please join my Facebook group, become part of the engaging and open discussion. You can find the link in the podcast description and also in Facebook. Make sure to join my newsletter on my website homepage so you can get further numerology education, more spiritual guidance, and be part of the special perks that are offered only to my newsletter subscribers. And make sure to check out my online numerology course. The link is provided in the podcast and episode descriptions. My friends, I wish you a lovely day or night wherever you are, and I will see you as always in the next episodes. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, and you want to go deeper into numerology, check out my website, tom-eckert.com. You can also book a numerology reading or even study numerology yourself through my courses. I'll see you in the next episode.